So basically, what I taught myself about my own anger when I was able to realize that level of anger, then control it, then analytically think in my mind of whether that anger was just hatred and misery in my heart, or was it because mostly I'm a good person, at least like 99%, but that 1% of all that like tense emotions, you know, of like anger and hate and all that. But it's basically my vengeance in a sort of way, like the things, the injustices of the world, the things that we look at, that is just shadow lighting the situation. Um, when it's shadow lit work to be done, that means you're delving into the darkness, and we're like taking off the cover, the caps of the darkness. We're releasing it to be seen for what it is. You know what I mean? And that's what it's all about. Like when we get angry and stuff like this, and we're a good person at heart, and everything. But when we still get angry and feel these emotions, doesn't mean we're bad people. It just means that we have sort of a vengeance to our soul if certain things try to, determine whether we get bestowed negative energy from other things in our life, then we got to alchemize that and be who we are on top of it. Because I have no, like, there is certain reasons of my soul, of my knowledge about this world that I know, that the unfair synchronicity, unfair things with, they keep things under wraps, a lot of things in this world that we don't really know about, okay? And certain people kind of, that, that they try to control, I'm not one to be controlled. So when that happens to me, I have a really high tolerance, and I could be happy and go lucky and stuff like this. But after a while, I have to vent it out and get it out, and it rebukes all that anger that's been bestowed upon me back to its original source. See, and it's mainly is you have to rewire that thought process, that the negative thought process in the brain of stirring up that anger and everything. You got to like redirect it, r- really try, like almost start praying, because if it's on a high level of anger, it's like really like hard to like control the anger. That's why, like on the last podcast video, I said I ran at school, buddy, and I would never do that. But I just had a high level of anger within me. That wasn't. It was like my vengeful spirit, but school did nothing to deserve that. But my vengefulness was rubbing off in a sort of way where I had to vent it out to something, to some type of like other being, and it helped. And it helped to get that out. But right afterwards, I realized what I'd done, and I was like, "What did I do?" And I'm sorry, school buddy. He's like, "Can you gotta help me?" And see, I didn't want to be in this anger. I remembered how miserable it was to be that angry. It filled my heart up with this dull, hateful like feeling inside my chest where it felt real dark. You know what I mean? But I rebuke that, what the souls do. You know what I mean? And then like I was praying that real angels would help me, because like at the same time, like I know that the forces that be that are doing this to me had to be in a large number, like 1,000 souls trying to like bestow anger upon me and like tensing up and like going crazy, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's like basically I'm not trying to be angry, and I was laughing today too about stuff. It was pretty funny. Like I made up a snorkel poopus or something. It's just, it's like I don't know. It was just a funny word. I just laughed for hours about it. But and I noticed recently I can't let, okay, if the CIA decides to play hardball some days, what I got to do is not let it get to me. I can't let it stir up in my heart and giving it fuel. I got to take back my will and have my will be done. And then that sort of things that they're trying to do won't affect me. I have a shield. Sometimes I have to put up my shield when it comes to like a lot of anger around me. I have to be like in a battlefield of like war where I put my defenses up. I have to like tense up my chest and everything in certain like times where I'm getting attacked or something feels like, because sometimes it can knock the wind out of me and it feels like I can't breathe as much, what the souls do, you know. Sometimes it drastically changes between different things. And that's what I notice. And today I was watching TV, like, but I noticed when the commercial was about to, or the show was about to go to commercial just before it did, and stuff like that. So it was like, I don't know, I had these like senses of like, I could pick up like how others are feeling and stuff like this. Like, there's a lot of haters in my own, have a lot of anger, and I was picking up that anger, and I was like, no good, you know. I rebuked it, but I alchemized it. Really, is what I did. It slowly fizzled away, meaning whatever was bestowed upon me, I had to deal with it. It couldn't just be pulled out of my, the anger couldn't be just pulled out of my chest to do all this shit. You know what I mean? I had to literally go through the process of controlling these shadow light situations where the darkness is like, I'm thinking too much of the negative things in the world, and that sort of pathway of my anger. And it's righteous anger, but at the same time, it's very, very powerful. When I get that angry, it's like this, because when people do get angry, it does stir up adrenaline, and your adrenaline gets on high, and you use your adrenaline just like if you got scared too. A certain level of adrenaline kicks up in your body, and you feel that too, and it's like this rush of energy. But I can control that, and it's it's really difficult, and sometimes it takes a while to get over that. And I just basically wanted to tell you about like, it's the vengeance like within my spirit. Once in a while, I have to let all that go. It's the build up over many weeks upon weeks upon weeks of you not venting this the shit that's been building up, the little things that irritate you about life, or the big things that irritate you about life. And it could be things that you know that are not right, the injustices in the world that make you upset. And that's being angry upon righteousness, you know what I mean? And but what I'm trying to say is that I didn't want to be there because I was really not starting to control it that good until I really prayed to Divine Goddess twice. And once during the anger, once after I was done being angry, I prayed to Divine Goddess that it wouldn't happen again, and she'd like help me, you know, like soothe my soul in a way if it ever happens again, because sometimes I need that help. And because I don't want to get in trouble with my anger. Like, I don't want to get like go in town one day and get so angry that I get a disorderly conduct, screaming out loud because I have to vent or something. You know what I mean? It's, I'd rather just keep like control that side of me and keep it in check. If I control the depths of my anger inside of myself about the injustices of the world, then that means that the light inside of me is more powerful than the darkness inside of me. But it wasn't my darkness. It's just the oneness is real. I was taking on certain faculties, thinking like I could do it, but back then, it was happening every day like that, and it was just a mess. Like, if I didn't have this break from my anger for a couple of years, um, I probably wouldn't be able to control it because it'd be too manifestive. I can't let it manifest every day. I gotta realize it, catch it when it happens, to realize this is not okay, to feel that level of anger. like on a certain scale. You know what I mean? So I'm not an evil person. I have very good intentions about like a new society and stuff like this for the people, like that would have choice between two worlds. You could live in this system. There's nothing wrong with it, but since population control and we need like clean living on the planet to make you know the population of trees come back on the planet because the Amazon rainforest burned down and there's fires in Canada, and fires that basically plummeted some of the oxygen on this planet in a drastic level, but there's still enough to hold every life force. But supposedly, I heard from somebody a long time ago that there's not enough oxygen on the planet. We're slowly actually dying because there's not enough oxygen on the planet anymore. So this is why the righteous anger does it gets the job done right away to make you snap out of it and kind of realize the picture and the seriousness of the situation. Because when it boils down to World War III and we're all dealing with like the tremendous things of World War III that could happen to all of us, that is like a big wake up call there, and we don't want that to happen. So we change by other things that we make it serious so that the people know this, so that's not all out of whack or anything. But good thing, I stayed with light, and I would never turn to the darkness. It's just that my anger would be righteous. It'd be doing it for the right reasons. Every time I make a podcast when I'm angry, it's talking about the injustice of the world, and it has points to prove, though. That's just all I'm saying. But anyway, Neo worships divine goddess girls. I hope you're doing amazing. And yeah, that's about it. So yeah, like I did a workout, and if I go like this, you can see my muscle. Am I getting big? Look how strong I'm getting. When I flex my muscles, I've been did 34 push-ups, Irish push-ups, and that's for my shoulders. Do I look pretty buff, girls? Anyway, have a good day, girls. Got to end the podcast before it's not able to post. All right, bye.